One of the simplest ways I know to get an extra 2 to 4 appointments per day without even having to do work. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can receive inbound leads organically, just like Andrew Tate receives DMs from 10 out of 10 e-girls. So let's get started, guys. If you wait till the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys how to actually set this up and also do the automation part inside of High Level. So please make sure you stick around till the end so I can show you everything. What we're going to start with though is the concept. What is a voicemail drop? Okay, if you haven't heard of this, ringless voicemail drop is a way for you to send somebody a voicemail without actually ringing their phone. So you're not going to be bothering them with a cold call. They may just get a notification of the voicemail on their phone. So imagine if you drop a voicemail, their phone's not going to ring, but they may get a notification that says this number left you a voicemail, and then they're going to be like, what the hell is that? They're going to hear the voicemail, and then that's how this entire messaging system works. But there is a fair warning. Please check your local laws for regulations. For example, I know that voicemail drop is highly regulated in Florida. Okay, I'm not the police. I'm also not an attorney. I don't know law. So just make sure you check your local laws for regulations on this, because I'm not going to be involved in that. But moving on. The process is going to be like this. On the left side, we're going to start with a recorded message. So maybe I'll record a message that's something like, hey, what's up? It's Dan. I was trying to see if you guys handle mortgages. I'm actually in the real estate space and I work with people that need a mortgage, but I don't have anybody to send them to. Let me know if I can refer these guys over to you. So some kind of message like that where there's a unique selling point. So my unique selling point is that I have a referral network of people that want to buy a home. So I drop that message to their phone. So record a message, I send the message to them, and then from there you're going to start to receive calls, right? So depending on the number that you're dropping them from, which we'll go over towards the end, it's going to start to receive calls from people who are listening to this voicemail. So imagine somebody hears that message and they're like, dang, I want in on this. They're going to call that number back and they're going to call you. But a lot of people are going to ask me, Dan, what if I can't take the calls? I have a full-time job, I have kids, I have school, I'm also lazy. What if I don't want to take the calls? What if I'm scared to talk to business owners? Don't worry, guys, I got you covered on this because there is an automated process. Even if it's a matter of not being able to sit there and receive calls, it is just more effective anyways to have this entire process automated for you. So starting from step 3, right, we're going to receive these calls, but the way that we're going to automate it is by using High Level, using their voicemail greeting, and also using their automations. So when somebody calls into your High Level number, we're going to set this up to just go straight to voicemail. Like if they call it, it's going to go, maybe it'll ring for a second or two, but it's going to go straight to voicemail, and they're going to hear a call greeting. And that call greeting is going to be like, hey, what's up, it's Dan. Sorry I missed your call. I'm going into a meeting right now, but let me text you right now so we can talk more about these referrals or talk about this unique selling point, whatever it is you're selling. Watch the other videos on my channel if you need help with that. They're going to get that call greeting, and then it's going to go boop, because it's going to allow them to leave a voicemail. Maybe they will, they probably won't based on that call greeting, so they'll just hang up. But what happens is anytime we miss a call in High Level, there's already a pre-built automation in there to text back the people that missed the call. So again, we're going to literally set it up to go straight to voicemail. So every time somebody calls the number, it goes straight to voicemail. They get the greeting and they automatically receive the text message. And the text message is going to be like, hey, sorry, I'm going into a meeting. Let me talk to you about these referrals. When do you have time, later today or tomorrow? It's genius. And this is how we're able to automate this process. So now all you need to do is call interested leads and schedule calls. That's all you have to do. And this is just one way that we've automated this, because voicemail drops, SMS, cold email, and believe it or not, cold calling is all automated using AI, robots, and automations using High Level. And if you want more information about how you can automate these 4 methods of outreach for yourself, click the link below. There's a link to my B.O.S.S system right there. But anyways, moving on. All you have to do now is call the people who are already interested or, texted you back, text them back, and then literally schedule sales calls. That is all you have to do. It's literally just a 2-call close. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I was the weird guy who left the voicemail. How are you? Anyways, I know I randomly texted you, but XYZ, unique selling point. Would you be maybe interested in taking a look at that? What's a good email for you? And that's how it's done, my friends. So now all you have to do is call the interested leads, schedule calls. The days of manual prospecting are over. Okay? We've automated SMS, voicemail, cold email, and literally cold calling using a soundboard. And if you want more information on that, I have free videos on that. Otherwise, check the link in the description. Either way. And that's going to be exactly how to receive leads organically like Andrew Tate receives DMs from 10 out of 10 e-girls. Okay, that's the full thing, but I'm glad you waited till the end of the video because now it's time for me to go over the full setup and show you how to set this up inside of High Level. So let's get right into that. Okay, so let's begin. So the apps that we're going to be using are Just Deliver It and Go High Level. Those are the only two apps we're going to need. So I highly recommend Just Deliver It because they actually give you guys free credits. By the way, this is not a sponsorship. I'm not affiliated. This is just what I use. So feel free to check them out. I know they have actually one of the cheapest costs for voicemail drops, but either way, I'm going to sign in just so we can build a campaign together and I can kind of show you how this operates. So starting with the list. Okay, you're going to scrape a list of leads from D7 Lead Finder or from Lead Carrot. Link in the description. There is a link for Lead Carrot in there, or D7 or Lead Scraper, or any other lead scraper that you have. So I was doing a lot of this for the HVAC niche. And you can see right here, I had a full list of HVAC contractors in Wisconsin. It was 2,300 total, and 453 of those were wireless. Now, you can still send the voicemail drop to a landline, but you're not going to be able to automate it with the text messages. So it's a very good feature that, Just Deliver It has, where they'll tell you, hey, would you rather just do wireless, just do landlines, or do both? I personally like to do wireless because I can set it up with the automation. However, at this very point in my agency, I actually have a virtual assistant with a soundboard to take inbound calls. So we actually have the ability to do both wireless and landline numbers. And you can see that right here. So total imported 2,300, how many are duplicates, how many invalid, and the file name. And that's it. So once you have your list of leads in there, now we're going to need to upload the audio file. So I'm going to just play this audio file for you right now so you guys can pretty much hear what it sounds like. I'm just going to play this Tampa one. Here we go.
Hey, it's Dan. I was calling you guys because I'm in the real estate space and I work with a lot of homeowners that hit me up for replacements or installs, but the guy that I normally work with in Tampa just retired, so I've been calling around. If you guys can handle some referrals, let me know. They're pretty much all installs. We just ask for 10% of profits once the job is done. That's really it. Not looking for a decision now, but if you're interested or if you're able to take on more work, please give me a call back at this number. Thank you.
So that's it, right? It's very personalized depending on the area that they're in. That's the kind of beauty of voicemail. You can really personalize it depending on where they're at. I also have one that's just generic. It's literally just for like any city, any place, any time. And I just did this because I was lazy, because each single list that I got, I would do one list, one recording. And it's also better, by the way, pro tip, if you get a female to do this. They just respond better. But anyways, once I had like all these lists together, I just made a generic HVAC one. And then I resent it again just as a follow-up. Hey, sorry, I was the guy that was texting you or whatever about the referrals. Let me know if you can take them, and I'll play it for you right now as well.
Hey, it's Dan. Hey, I was calling you guys because I'm trying to see if you guys are able to take some of my referrals. I'm actually in the real estate space, so I work with homeowners that hit me up for replacements or installs sometimes, but the guy that I normally work with just retired. So I've been calling around to see who would be interested in taking some of these. So if you're available for some referrals or if you have the capacity to take on some more installs, please call me back at this number. Thanks.
Okay, and there you go. So that's it. Get a list, get a recording, and then send them out. But now I need to help you with that. So once you have your profile, we're going to add funds. Okay, the minimum amount that you can buy is $1,000. But don't worry, because it's only $20. You can drop $1,000 guaranteed for $20. That is freaking amazing. So very cheap. It actually does very well, especially if you set it up correctly. So let's get into that. Once you buy your credits, we're going to go to campaigns. Then we're going to click New Campaign. We're going to name it Campaign or whatever you want to name it. We're going to choose the audio file. So I'm just going to choose my generic one. And then you can choose your list. So I'll just do mass HVAC. And you can see all the numbers where they're from. So I have a list of 354. Now you can do again wireless, landline, 586, or all of them. So there you go, 940. It's totally up to you however you want to do it. If you want to use just the automations for now, you can just use wireless. It's not a big deal. Now, here's where you're going to include the selected states. Obviously, if it's one state specifically, leave it how it is. But since I'm doing mass HVAC, which is like from all over the place, I know that Florida has really crazy regulations. So I'm going to take off Florida. Again, check Google. Check your local regulations and laws. I always just remove Florida because I know that it's pretty regulated. So we'll move on. For Florida consent, I leave it off. For enhanced performance, I also leave it off. Now, the 7-digit callback number, we're going to make this the number that you have set up in Go High Level. So we're going to get there in like literally 2 seconds. But let's just say I have my number in High Level. I'm going to enter it here, and then I'm done. So let's just say it's 702-777-7777. Boom. Done. Put it in there. Because it's going to spoof the number as whatever number you put it in there. So if you put it in as your own cell phone number, it's going to make it look like your own cell phone number, left a voicemail. So when they call back, it calls into that number. And that's pretty much how it works. Once that's done, you can select the times and dates that you want it to run. I usually just leave it off so I can manually just hit play and let it run. And then numbers per hour, if you want to let it drip, you can also just max it out however you want to do that. And then when you're ready, you'll just click Save New Campaign, and then it will start running at the start date or time, whatever you put it at. And if it doesn't run, or if it's kind of being weird, click back to campaigns and then just click play. Literally just hit start on the campaign if it's acting up, and it will just immediately start. And that's pretty much how you set it up in Just Deliver It. But once we get the high level, we need to set it up a certain way, right? So I have my phone numbers here. I'm going to blur them out, obviously. But this is the one specifically that I use for Just Deliver It. And you can see I'm forwarding the number to 10,000 because it's not a real number. I just want it to forward to a number that doesn't exist, so it will go straight to voicemail. So have it forwarding to 10,000. Also make sure that your recording is enabled. You can do that here in the settings. Once that's done, we're going to click on Business Profile inside of Go High Level. We're going to scroll to the bottom. On the left, you're going to see the call and voicemail settings. This is where you're going to upload your greeting, and you're also going to set this incoming call timeout to 2 seconds or 1 second. 1 or 2 seconds, either one. And then you're going to upload the greeting. So that way when they call it, it's going to ring for 1 second or not at all, and then play the greeting. Here we go.
This is Robert. Leave me a message.
Okay, so that's a default greeting, but the greeting you would want to put there is like, hey, it's Dan. I'm going into a meeting right now. Let me text you so we can find a time to talk about unique selling point. That's it. And then it's going to boop, let them go to voicemail. But then High Level at the same time has a missed callback text back. So you can put, hey, I'm going into a meeting right now. When are you free to chat today about USP or whatever, you're selling, unique selling point, whatever that is. And then save it. Once that's saved, then you're going to start having people, calling in. They're going to get the text, and they're going to text you back with a certain time to talk. Once that happens, you can text them back with a good time or confirmation, and then you can call them and schedule sales calls. And that's literally how it's done.